Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video of Fox Tracks. Now, if you all probably remember before, I have reacted to another video from Pika Magic Hill about new gimmick forms that some artists drew about the upcoming games Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now we're going to check out some more of those forms. Proto, Neo, let's check them out.
Let's talk about some more Proto and Neo forms.
Can't wait to see what Mons get new forms this time. From the thumbnail, looks like Genesect may get
Hey
one.
everyone, Brandon
fan
here.
one, at
You
least.
all really liked our last video on the concept of Proto and Neo forms.
Yes, we
If you
did.
somehow missed it, you can check it out right here. Anyway, today we're going to take a look at some more of these forms
Let's
and
do
the
this.
possibilities that
This is
come
gonna
along
be
with
cool.
them. So let's get to it.
Alright.
First up, we have some more forms from Nula Draws over on Twitter. If you recall
course,
from
these
the
all
last video, they
fan-made.
did the Proto
Nothing,
Skarmory and Neo
canon yet.
Remoraid. We didn't show it off in the last video because it hadn't been posted yet, but here is Neo
Oh, look at
Octillery,
that.
and I found out for sure they are electric psychic type. This Octillery is
Neo
known as the
Octillery.
Plasma
It's
Tower
beautiful.
Pokemon, and it's definitely giving me like a turret vibe, like Torbjorn from Overwatch. Like, just set up
Imagine
an
just seeing
artillery
that just
turret to
floating
just
along.
shoot out these plasma balls. The head of it is giving me
Man,
that
that's
electric
crazy.
ball vibe that you like touch your finger to, and the like electricity would come to
That's
you.
a plasma
That's kind of the
ball.
vibe I'm getting from this. I really enjoy this form and its previous form. It gives me like very much Halo vibes, and I really
True.
love that.
I could
about
imagine
it.
seeing
Nula
that in
did
like some
another
kind of
Proto
sci-fi
form with Proto
game.
Cramorant, and this thing
It's
is
a dodo.
hilarious. I love it so much. It is so doofy.
It's just a
I just love that about
dodo.
it. Like, there's just like this thing. Like, Cramorant is already so
Oh.
super doofy, and then like dodo
It looks
birds are considered to
mad.
be doofy or like goofy or derpy or whatever terminology you want to use
Eyebrows
there.
just look so mad.
So the
Look at
mixing
that.
of the two is just makes it so freaking goofy, and I love it. It is pure water type. Nula told me is pure water type, and just these
Makes
concepts
sense.
work so well together. I love
People
the
think that
idea
Dodo
of taking a
couldn't
bird
fly.
Pokemon and changing the bird it's inspired by, and then like just like but keeping the same design elements for the
Oh,
most part.
hold on, folks.
I think
We
this
got
is
an ad
really
incoming.
stellar. So good job to Nula.
We're back.
Next up, we have another Neo form with Neo Mr. Mime by Blue Hue
Ooh.
over on Instagram and Twitter.
It's like an
and
alien.
This thing is so funny. It's dark psychic type.
I like it.
And we've all thought that Mr. Mime should be dark type, right? We've all had that thought. You know, the
Yeah.
fairy type doesn't exactly fit. I feel like it should be kind of, it feels very malevolent in nature. But
Yeah,
anyway,
but especially
this is
because it
based
does the
on
whole
Dragon Ball Z,
crate
actually.
walls, just,
This is totally
watch people
Frieza.
bump
Blue
into
Hue
them.
told me that this is
Kind of
supposed to be
an ass.
inspired by Dragon Ball Z. You can see it's got the little finger laser, that iconic finger laser that Frieza has that does some not so
Oh,
great
I guess
stuff
it is kind of
in the
based on
anime.
Frieza.
But it
didn't
also
see that.
is partly inspired by a Master Ball. You can kind of see it's got these little red marks on its shoulders and head, and this symbol on the top of its head is actually the Pokemon letter for M. Even though the Master
Oh.
Ball already has like an English M on it, but anyway, I think this is a really fun design.
Okay.
It pulls into that whole idea of a malevolent Mr. Mime while bringing in the kind of like craziness that
Another
of
ad
Frieza,
already?
and it
Damn.
just
Hold on,
works.
folks. We're back.
Next up, we have some more Proto and Neo forms by Jay Walnut on Twitter or JW
Whoa.
Nuts on Instagram. I love this.
Hold on. You know what? Sorry about all the cuts. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, we're good now.
Artists, they're like concepts for regional
Ooh,
variants, and just
look at that.
different kinds of Pokemon are always
Damn.
so clever, and I really enjoy seeing their work. So I'm happy to cover them in this video. So first up, we have Proto BEM and Proto LGM. I
Truly
misordered that, but
Egyptian.
whatever. They're psychic ground type, and they're clearly playing into more of a Pharaoh Egyptian inspiration, because, you know,
Imagine
we all
seeing
have
this
that
in
theory
battle
that
alongside the
you know,
Cophagoregus.
aliens helped the Egyptians build the pyramids and all that kind of stuff. So that plays into that really well. I really like the color
Neat.
choices they picked, and like that they managed to still make it feel very much like LGM and BEM, but not
They did
go
good
too
with
far
this
from the
one.
concept while incorporating this kind of Egyptian aesthetic. Someone did something.
They did great.
The
I
Metas
like it.
region did something similar with BEM as well, and I think it just the concept really works well on BEM, honestly. And for the Neo forms, we have Neo Drowsy and Neo Hypno. They are dark poison type, and they are playing into graffiti artists, I think
Nice.
this is so incredibly clever, because Neo Drowsy, you know, has kind of have that like chocolate dipped look to it, you know, because it's
It
based
tends
on a
just to be, like,
tapir, so
dried
it has
mud.
that like kind of brown, like almost like it looks like a chocolate dipped banana aesthetic going on to it. Instead,
Yeah.
that's turned into like this kind of like spray paint aesthetic on its body, and it's got the, you know, the black so it can be dark.
I can see
and then
that.
these tusks it has evolve into like a gas mask on Hypno, which is just
Doesn't
incredibly
completely
clever.
make
I
sense,
think it's
but
incredibly
wow,
clever.
does that
This
is
also
just
begs the
cool.
question of like, where did Hypno get the spray paint can? You know, I mean, I'm
the
sure
same
it
thing
probably
could be
maybe
asked about
picked
that
it up
toy
around
it
the
always
city or
has.
something. These
Where
guys
did it get the
do kind of
coin?
look like city slicker versions of Drowsy and Hypno. They also have these like green mohawk kind of things on. I just think this is so fun, so clever.
I do like
Jay
it.
Walnut
It
always does
doesn't
a
need to
really
make
incredible
velocity,
job
but I do like
with
it.
his concepts and applying them onto different
Oh,
Pokemon.
come on, another ad. Look, I don't know what's with all the ads or anything like that. Let's just keep going.
Next, I wanted to briefly mention a proto form by Bonsly209. It is Proto Beldum, and it is pure rock type. And I just think that's so fun. I think like the idea of, you know, having a Metagross line that is more rock type, because it kind of does look like it has a rocky aesthetic to it.
I've always loved the Beldum line.
And then just taking it back, like de-aging it. Pokemon Insurgents did something like this, where I think it was a rock grass type, and it looked like it was like this old moss-covered rock creature. And I just think that's so fun, and I kind of can imagine Proto Beldum and the rest of the line taking that kind of direction. What Bonsly told me is that it's actually going to take more of a caveman inspiration. I'm interested to see how that turns out, so follow Bonsly to figure out what the Metang and Metagross end up looking like. They haven't been posted yet, or else I would show them, but we have here Proto Beldum. Next up, we have some Neoforms for Bonsly and Sudowoodo by Matt4265 over on Twitter and Instagram.
Oh, look, they got the Team Skull symbol.
Matt just really did a really cool thing here with these.
I like it.
A traffic cone Bonsly, which, by the way, I realized that Bonsly is pronounced Bonsly, not Bonsley, because it's supposed to be a sly bonsai. Didn't learn that until recently. I was pronouncing it Bonsley for the longest time. Anyway, I think the idea of a traffic cone being applied to it works really well, and it also has this light bulb on the top that plays into the Sudowoodo, which is now this like electric line mixed with like a traffic light. And I think that's so fun. It's just like trying to blend into the modern society, by like adding all this like steely elements. Oh, by the way, they are steel electric. But you have these steely elements, and it also has pants, which I think is super funny. It's like
it does kind of have pants.
I don't know what to call it. These like metal. No, they almost look. It almost looks like concrete. I know it's not supposed to be concrete because it's steel, not rock, but it almost looks like concrete, and it could play into its rock typing a little bit with the concrete. Do you guys count concrete as rock? I don't know.
It is.
Anyway, I think these concepts are super fun and really well done. Speaking of the future, let's talk about the future of online shopping with today's sponsor. Oh wow, look at this amazing Pokemon merchandise. Ah man, it's exclusively sold in Japan. Or not. A Japanese Yahoo!
Here we go.
Check this item for 2000. Get yourself some awesome sponsoring Gengar from my good buddy Let's get back to it. Next up, we have some proto forms for Ghastly Hunter and Gengar from my good buddy Malmus over on Instagram. He has 2 accounts on Instagram. This one's by Malmus Art, but he also has Malmus Dex. Both are great accounts that you should definitely give a follow. Anyway, we have Proto Ghastly and Hunter, which are flying poison type, and then we have Proto Gengar, which is dark poison type.
Like a bat.
And I kind of like this aesthetic. It's almost like as if what these Pokemon would have been before they died, per se. Ghastly kind of is tricky with that because it's kind of this like miasma thing going on, but I think definitely for Gengar it's like, oh, it was some kind of like bat-esque creature when it was alive, and then it like, you know, died and then became whatever. Or do ghost Pokemon like die to become ghost type?
It's always difficult.
Has anybody ever questioned, like, is there like a video explaining? I need to know. I need to know. Do Pokemon die to become ghost type? That's a question that needs to be answered. Anyway, they're obviously inspired by bats, but they are also inspired by vampires and a Rorschach test, as you can see with Ghastly. It's got that kind of inky, blobby vibe going on, which I think is super fun and super clever, just applying a Rorschach test onto that kind of miasma that Ghastly has. And honestly, I think Gengar as a bat works really, really well with like that kind kind of head spikes, kind of almost looking like Batman's cowl in a way. I know Malmus is a big Batman fan, so this kind of works for that.
Hold on, folks. Sorry again. Back to it.
Next up, we have another Neo form, this time by Christopher Perez, or El Strafadora, over on Twitter. And it's Neo Golurk, and it is based on Gundam.
That is
just
awesome.
love this concept.
It's beautiful.
It is so fun and so clever the way they incorporated the Gundam elements onto Golurk.
Amazing,
It still very much feels like Golurk while having those fun Gundam elements. It's just I just love this concept. I really do.
Oh no, it's still a ghost.
So great job to Christopher on this one. I just in love with it. People were saying I was a bit too rambly in the last video, but I can't help but ramble when I love things because it's just they're just so fun, and I just love talking about them. Next up, we have another proto form, and this one's by Lewis EGB again that we had from last video, and they did a proto lantern in its dark electric type. And it's kind of playing into a more primal animalistic version of lantern rather than the kind of cutesy fun almost dolphin-y lantern that we have now. This one's kind of the like more gritty, more based in reality version of lantern, because lantern's based on a football fish, and football fish are not cute per se. It's playing more into the anglerfish side of things, kind of having that like lure right here, so that it can,
you gotta be
get
kidding
it close
Another
to its
ad.
mouth
I
and
am getting
chomp,
sick of this. We're back.
Next up, we have another Neo form, this time by Chris Farias over on Twitter and Instagram. And Chris is just a great dude and a great artist, and they did a stellar job with this Neo Magnemite form, which is electric psychic type. It's just kind of crazy and oddball looking. It's kind of got like a satellite kind of aesthetic going on to it, rather than the magnet aesthetic that Magnemite has. And it's got that LCD screen, which kind of like Miraidon has the kind of pixelized eyes. It's kind of going for the same aesthetic as that. It's kind of giving me Fooly Cooly vibes in a way. It just gives that feeling of a futuristic object that you don't quite know what its purpose is, because it's from the future. You're not supposed to know yet. Even though it's kind of based on a TV screen and having the satellite like things going in there, it just kind of fills that futuristic vibe. Last but certainly not least is a proto form that a lot of people wanted to see. Very many people were interested in seeing this concept, and that is Proto Genesect, and it is a bug archetype by Sparts. As Genesect was kind of an artificially augmented Pokemon, a lot of people wanted to see what the original version of Genesect would look like, and so
it looks like a
this thing is really cool. I really like it. It's giving me kind of a Rhino Beetle, or Hercules Beetle kind of aesthetic going on to it.
I think that's
very hard exoskeleton kind of thing, and it's got these like shades which are giving me like Squirtle from the anime, Ash's Squirtle, who was part of the Squirtle gang. It kind of gives off the same vibes as Cleavor, with this kind of roughly cut from stone aesthetic to it, almost like ancient arrowheads, those stone arrowheads where they looked like they were roughly carved and sharpened and stuff. That's what this is giving me, and I really enjoy it. But it also still has that semblance of like modernity with the visor it's got going on. I very much appreciate Sparts for exploring this concept, because a lot of people wanted to see it, so thank you, Sparts, for that. And those are all the Proto and Neo forms for this video. These are just ones that I was particularly drawn to since the last video, but make sure to let me know which one was your favorite. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to keep up to date with future videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and with that, I will see you guys next time.
And with that, that's where we're going to leave off today's video, finally, while ending it proper. So anyway, I want you all to remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Down in the description there will be a link to the original video, so remember to support the original creator and all he does, and I'll see all of you folks next time. Peace out.